Hi, my name is Addie Simmons, and today I'm going to talk to you about stopping oil drilling in Alaska. Have you guys ever heard of oil drilling in Alaska?
Yes.
No.
Are you aware of the negative effects it has on the environment?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the purpose today is to persuade you to be against oil drilling in Alaska. And a game for the audience today is that you'll take away from this and you'll be able to understand by the end of the speech the reasons why there are harmful effects to oil drilling and the causes that it can have on you guys, such as cancer. It's not just a harmful effect to the environment, but at people as well. So going into my speech today, I'm going to begin with talking about negative effects of oil drilling in Alaska, and from there I'm going to talk about alternative methods that we can use that are not as detrimental to the environment. So going into speech, a major issue that we're seeing today with oil drilling is pollution. It's one of the biggest issues that is with oil drilling today. There's over 400 crude oil spills a year. There's been 2.7 million gallons of oil spilled over the course of 13 years. And this is according to the National Environmental Association. Continuing on with that, Alaska has warmed twice as fast as the rest of the country over the course of many years, which has led to the sea ice melting, permafrost melting, and many of the native villages of Alaska have had to relocate because of all the melting. Because their homes aren't stable anymore and they can't live there anymore. And this is according to reporter Natasha Galing. And so there's not just, pollution doesn't just affect, the earth. It also affects the animals that have to live in Alaska. The whales, the seals, the walruses, they are affected too, and they can't speak up for themselves, and so we're basically their voice. And if we don't take action and try to help them, they could go extinct. So with that, the oil-related activities that go on, such as seismic testing, the drilling into the ground, and even just the presence of humans in the area of these animals, such as the polar bears, can drive the mother polar bears away from the den and their cubs. And this was according to the ANWR, which is the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. So that can halt the process of the reproductive system of the polar bears. Continuing with that, there's also the breeding grounds for birds that live there in Alaska can be affected by this oil drilling, and also the migratory patterns of caribou can be affected due to the oil drilling in Alaska, which can also affect them being able to reproduce and populate more caribou and birds. So not only has it affected the animals, but there have been also careless errors and many oil spills over the years. And one of the most popular oil spills was the Exxon Valdez in 1989. A little brief background on that was there were some careless errors with the ship, and the captain didn't take control of the ship in a timely manner, and so on its way from the Alaskan Trans-Alaskan Pipeline, it was on its way to California. It hit a reef called Bly Reef, and basically from there 11 million gallons of oil spilled into the Prince William Sound, which is right here, and everything that you see here, it's shiny and stuff, but that's all oil. And so this went on to affect many things, such as animals. That killed many ecosystems. It spread 470 miles down the coast of California, and many animals are still affected by it today. Some have recovered, but it's still being dealt with today. And this is according to the Exxon Valdez Trustee Council. So moving on from that, there are solutions to this problem, such as the offshore wind energy, and it's actually, according to the Huffington Post, it can actually create twice as many jobs as the oil drilling could, and it's safer, and there's no like drilling or anything. There's no spills that can occur, and it creates just as much energy, if not more, as the oil does. So we have the offshore wind energy, and then there's also been some false like accusations of like oil drilling, and because many people don't have the right facts about oil drilling, and so many people have said that like by getting rid of oil drilling, we're going to like lose a lot of jobs and employment opportunities. But like I said before, if we choose to go with offshore wind energy, it will create double the jobs of that oil drilling could have. Many people also say that if we get rid, like oil drilling could decrease the price of gas, and the Department of Energy has denied this and said even if we opened up all of the oceans to offshore drilling, it would probably only decrease the amount of gas by like 3 cents. So that's not really helping us right there anyway. And another allegation that has been said is that if like with oil we can become like energy independent and not have to have imports from other countries. That's also false. Like as a country, we don't have enough oil to be sustainable on our own. It would probably only be like 58% of our energy would be able to come from our oil. We would still have to have imports from other countries. So we wouldn't be completely like on our own, and that's coming from Oceania. So there's those allegations, and also so on a smaller scale, as individuals, we think, well, like, we can't stop oil drilling, we can't stop oil drilling, but we can help it by like supporting other organizations that are against oil drilling, such as Greenpeace. They have a petition that you can go online and sign, and just like give your it shows that you care, and that it shows the government and people that like there are people out there who are actually against oil drilling, and because if you don't say anything, then nothing's going to happen. And a lot of people are just like, well, someone else will say something about it. But there's the bystander effect, and someone just keeps thinking that someone else is going to say it, and they don't. But positively, if you do say something and you do voice your opinion, then it can show that things can change. So in closing, I just want you to think about the things that I've said today, and really strongly think about the impact that oil drilling has on Alaska and the rest of our country, and just think about the issues that could be solved by getting rid of oil drilling. And so basically what I talked about today were the negative effects of oil drilling, as well as alternative methods that could be helped and less damaging to the environment, as well as things that we can do in our community as individuals to help voice our opinion about oil drilling. So I'd just like to close with a quote from Ian Somerhalder. He's an environmentalist and also an actor, and he says, "The environment is in us, not outside of us. The trees are our lungs, the rivers our bloodstream. We are all interconnected, and what you do to the environment, you basically do to yourself." So thank you for your time. Any questions? Fletcher?
What is the other solution for instead of oil drilling?
Offshore wind energy.
Now what does that do?
Basically, it's like a big windmill, and it creates energy when it spins. And so it could power our house instead of having oil power our house. So yeah. Any more questions?